today's video, we're going to explain the new hero machines, troops, and attack system coming in the Builder Base 2.0 update. What's going on, my friends? My name is Joe. Welcome back to the show, and it is time for the new Builder Base 2.0 content. I know, you've been waiting forever. Now, to avoid confusion, this base that you're seeing right now is called Stage 1. As we cross through the cave, this side is called Stage 2. Those terms are going to come up a lot in today's video, and it's available at Builder Hall Level 6 and above. So let's get started with the hero machines. Now, the battle machine has been around since the beginning, but he does look different, and he still unlocks at Builder Hall Level 5. His ability is still the electric hammer. The battle machine calls down an energizing bolt of lightning, recovering some health and making its next attacks do increased damage. Now, the hero abilities still level up every 5 hero levels, but you're going to see something on the screen that is very different from the previous version of the battle machine, and that is the charge levels, which we're going to explore here in a moment. At Builder Hall 8, you will now unlock the Battle Copter. It can be purchased from the shop for 2.5 million elixir at level 15, and it can only be built on the second stage of the Builder Base. The Battle Copter is the Master Builder's next generation flying machine that attacks from afar with its powerful cannons, or get up close and personal when using its Bomb Rush ability. Ability Bomb Rush. The Battle Copter rushes towards its target and throws a powerful bomb. Charge it up to increase the bomb's area of damage. Ability level increases every 5 hero levels, and this hero is also upgradable with elixir just like the battle machine. Now, at Builder Hall Level 8, this Battle Copter will go to level 25, and at Builder Hall Level 9, it will go to level 30. Now, you remember the other day when we were doing the attacks and you saw that pink bar filling up above the hit points on the battle machine? Hero abilities now charge up to become more powerful the longer you wait to use it. There are 3 different charge levels represented by a pink bar in 3 sections. Each section represents charge level 1, 2, and 3 with an amount of damage per second, health recovery, and number of targets hit for the battle machine, or bomb radius size for the Battle Copter. That will be applied to the hero machine when the ability is activated in that particular section. Battle machine at higher ability levels, number of targets hit means the lightning will chain to multiple targets. The Battle Copter, the radius of the bomb area of damage will increase. So back on that screen with the hero ability on the battle machine, there are some stats. Now keep in mind, this is a developer build and things may change upon the release of the update, so don't get set in stone on these particular stats. But this is level 1 charge, meaning that one little box. As it goes up, it unlocks number of targets 2, so that means it attacks. When it swings the hammer, it hits 2 different buildings, and then when you wait to charge level 3, the damage per second is much higher with a larger amount of health recovery and a number of targets 3 chained together. When you place a hero in battle, it starts out with a level 1 charge, and it starts to fill up to additional charge levels as the machine attacks or until you use it by clicking the hero icon on the deployment bar. When used, the charge starts to regenerate. When you find an opponent for builder-based multi-stage battles, if you have the Battle Copter unlocked, you can select either the battle machine or Battle Copter for the Stage 1 attack. If you 3-star Stage 1 and move into Stage 2, you can choose to continue using the same hero machine with the same amount of hit points it had at the end of Stage 1, or select the other hero machine, which will start off with 100% hit points. Now, I know that's a lot of information regarding heroes, but we're just getting started with the new troop stuff. One of the biggest things you will notice when this update goes live is that each army camp will have a reduced number of troops per troop slot. They have also added user interface elements such as number designations for you to keep track of which troop is on the battlefield and when you choose to use their abilities. So how you interact with your troops and the use of their abilities is incredibly important to navigate through the multi-stage attacks to beat Stage 1, and then move on into Stage 2. But there are some troops, even though slightly reworked, still have similar abilities to what you have on Builder Base 1.0. The Rage Barbarian has the passive ability Rage, which is speed and damage are increased for the first 22 seconds. Sneaky Archer's passive ability is still Cloak, invisible to defenses for the first 11 seconds. The Beta Minion has the passive ability Power Shot, which is the first few attacks shoot faster, have longer range, and deal extra damage. And the Hog Glider has Stunning Glide, which stuns the target for 6 seconds on impact. Now here's the good stuff. The Boxer Giant now has 2 different abilities. Power Punch will be the passive ability where the first attack deals extra damage, and the one you can control is called Boxer Block. When activated, Boxer Giant becomes temporarily surrounded by a protective shield that renders him invulnerable. The Bomber still throws bombs like before, but has the ability called Bouncing Bomb, which is considered a cooldown ability where Bomber's next attack deploys a large explosive that bounces twice and deals very high damage to walls. This ability has a cooldown and can be used multiple times. Baby Dragon still has the passive ability Tantrum, but also has a new one-time active ability called Fiery Sneeze, where Baby Dragon will launch a cone-shaped attack of fire, dealing damage in front of him. Fiery Sneeze does extra damage while he's in Tantrum. The Cannon Cart now has a mode switch ability called Mortar Mode, where the Cannon Cart can now quickly alternate between its mobile short range but higher damage mode and the stationary long range artillery mode that does less damage. And you can toggle between those two modes as much as you like throughout the attack. The Night Witch still spawns bats like her prior version, but now has a one-time active ability called Bat Swarm, which summons a swarm of enraged bats that deal extra damage for a few seconds. Dropship also has a one-time active ability which is called Skeleton Bomb. Dropship will drop a bomb directly below its current position, dealing area damage along with extra damage to walls. Additionally, the explosive effect will summon skeletons that continue attacking as ground troops. And last but not least, the Super P.E.K.K.A. has been renamed to Power P.E.K.K.A. The Power P.E.K.K.A. has a one-time active ability called Overcharge, where you can now manually activate her explosive ability that deals extra damage around her. And sadly, the Power P.E.K.K.A. no longer explodes like the Super P.E.K.K.A. did. Now, since Stage 2 is technically the newest thing to Builder Base 2.0, we have 3 new buildings coming to this side that are exclusive only to Stage 2. Starting with the Otto's Outpost. Now, here's the way that I can explain Otto's Outpost. Think of it like Stage 2's version of a builder hall. When you destroy this in battle, it will give you 1 star. When you get 50% of the attack, you get your 2nd star, and when you get the 100%, there's your 3 star. Very simple stuff. This building unlocks at Builder Hall level 6 when the 2nd stage becomes available to you, and it can be upgraded each time you upgrade to a new Builder Hall level to increase its spawn units and hit points. This is what it will look like at level 6, 7, 8, and 9. This building is very unique because when the outpost is destroyed, a swarm of Zappies will emerge and continue attacking any enemies nearby. The next new building is called the Healing Hut, which is available when you get to Builder Hall level 6. It will populate in the shop for 1.5 million elixir and a 1-day, 6-hour build time. This building does start at level 1 and can be upgraded to level 2. Level 3 is available at Builder Hall 7, level 4 at Builder Hall 8, level 5 at Builder Hall 9, and it finishes out at level 6, and basically this building contributes a percentage of health recovery to surviving troops who 3-star Stage 1 and go into battle on Stage 2. That percentage of health recovery depends on the level of building. Our final new building on Stage 2 is called the Reinforcement Camp. When you get to Builder Hall 6 or when this update goes live, you will automatically have 1 reinforcement camp unlocked. The 2nd reinforcement camp will be available in the shop at Builder Hall 9 for 4 million elixir and a 10-day build time. This building is similar to an army camp in the sense that it holds your reinforcement troops if you 3-star Stage 1 and go into battle on Stage 2. You can use or select new troops to add to your army for the 2nd stage battle. So the best way for me to bring it all together for you guys is to do a live attack, showing you the new battle interface where we can select our battle copter before the attack starts, or we can change our troops out depending on what we have available. Now, once the attack starts, we can no longer go back on that. Notice the numbers, and as I drop troops, you'll see the number of troop associated. This is how we negotiate through knowing which ability to use, which can be a little challenging actually. So let's go Night Witch, Night Witch, Night Witch like that. Let them spawn, and then we're gonna release our battle machine as well as our 2 boxer giants and use our new bomber with his ability. There we go, get some damage in there. And you might need to use your battle machine earlier than you intend, because if he's taking a ton of damage, waiting on him to use his ability might not work out in your favor. Let's go ahead and use that Night Witch ability as well as our 2 boxer giants abilities, because we got to go up against a crusher right there, and that's not working out very well. Yeah. All right. Use number 6 Night Witch ability to get in there, take down that air bomb. And let's go ahead and use number 3 to try to do damage and assist our battle machine. Continue to push forward and save his ability. Now, where did our bomber go? He kind of ventured off like he always does. But that ability does come in handy when he retargets and looks the other way. Let's go ahead and use the battle machine's ability to get him up in there, and he gets that double bounce. Remember the double bounce of lightning to do damage to other buildings. There goes the bomber ability. We can go ahead and use it there. And the Night Witches are going to take down the Mega Tesla and assist with the final clearance of the cannon. Now remember that new building, it respawns some health on our troops as they transition into stage 2. So in stage 2, this is where we get to see our reinforcement camp in action, this guy right here on the far end, and we can change out one of our troops for a different troop, as well as using a stronger battle copter who's at full health. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by no, I can't change it. I got to run with the Night Witch. Well, that's not good. Let's go ahead and do, let's do Night Witch like this. Yeah, let's just do Night Witches like that. Yeah. Okay, we're going to find a hidden Tesla over there, and we're going to release our battle copter right here. The battle copter has range, unlike the battle machine. So it'll sit back and do damage to buildings, and we can go ahead and activate our 7th Night Witch ability, which is a one-time use, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and drop that bomber and do some damage right there on the Otto's outpost. Now, it looks like the Night Witches are getting taken out, unfortunately. So this is where keeping your troops safe throughout the entire attack is going to come in very beneficial if you're trying to go for the 200% on stage 3. Now, as the Otto's outpost is taken out, it's going to reveal those zappies, which are going to attack my battlecopter. And the battlecopter is at full power. But what's going to happen here is he's going to get absolutely wrecked as he goes directly into these firecrackers. Watch this. Actually, hold on. We might be able to get 50%. We might. It's looking okay right now. As it turns the corner and goes after the crusher, it's still outside of range, and the ability charge is full. You'll notice that it has not moved, and it will not move until I select his ability on the deployment bar, just like the battle machine. So let's go ahead and use that. He's going to rush in and get crushed by the firecrackers, but he should be able to take out the cannon and maybe do some damage to one of the firecrackers, or maybe not. And the last major change to Builder Base in this update is how you edit your villages. There is a limit to how many defenses, walls, and traps each stage is able to be placed, and that limit is determined by your Builder Hall level. So we're going to use a Builder Hall 9 as an example, and you'll notice in the upper left corner it says Builder Base Edit Mode Stage 1. When we go through the cave, it's going to say Stage 2. Now let's go back to Stage 1 and remove all of the current buildings on this layout, and a new number populates. 0 of 100 walls, defenses 0 of 14, and then when we go down to traps, it's going to say 0 of 12 traps. So what that means is that you can have up to 100 walls on stage 1, 14 defenses on stage 1, and 12 traps. What they're trying to do is make sure that they're still balanced and you're not creating these massive bases on stage 1 only to where nobody can cross over into stage 2. Does that make sense? Now you also see that stage 2 says 8 of 12 traps, so that means that you can move traps from stage 1 over to stage 2. And you're also going to notice down in the scroll that there are certain buildings that cannot be placed on stage 2, like the resource production buildings, the resource storages, as well as the clock tower, gem mine, barracks, camps, and star laboratory. There are limitations to how many camps and such you can have on one side. Also, the builder hall cannot be placed on stage 2, and Otto's outpost cannot be placed on stage 1. In Builder Base 1.0, you've had the 5 segments of wall pieces for the longest time. Well, now walls can be placed individually in single sections. That way you can create all sorts of different layouts.